Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Amazing new features, really cool. Just get me thinking about how they can be applied in our industry. I'm Georgios Giasemidis, a lead data scientist at Choreograph, and I'm really excited to be in this conference to talk about geospatial data science in marketing and advertising and how we use it to achieve growth in a complex ad landscape of data deprecation. Before I continue, I would like to mention that this piece of work is a result of team effort and many members many colleagues that were involved are here in the audience, so feel free to reach out to us later on for further details. In marketing advertising, traditionally, for the past 25 years, marketers have been using third-party cookies to track and remember user behavior. This resulted in tons of data about an individual's demographics, interests, and shopping behavior, media consumption, and many more. At the same time, marketing advertising became more relevant and helpful to customers. However, this also led to privacy concern and misuse of individuals' data. Today we're seeing disruption on multiple fronts that are disrupting the traditional ways of working. For example, privacy regulations expand, for example, GDPR. Platform policies evolve, the end of third-party cookies I'll cover later as well. Consumer awareness increases, and most importantly, consumption habits change as we experienced through COVID and as we're experiencing nowadays through the inflation. We live in an era where data is being generated more than ever. At the same time, the ownership of this data is unequally distributed among the big tech. So despite the vast amount of data, they come with great fragmentation. And in addition, the application of data is becoming more regulated. In EU, there is GDPR. UK has adopted a similar regulation, and similar regulations are expanding across the US and also across the globe. So, in this new landscape, brands and clients finding very challenging, and this is where Choreograph comes in. This is our mission statement. We unlock data to fuel growth. But what does it actually mean? We are a technology company. We generate data. We create technology and model capabilities in order to help our customers, our clients, the brands, to harness insights from the data, understand their customers, and unlock new opportunities. For that, we built a scaled future-proof capabilities. By future-proof, we mean capabilities that are privacy compliant. That means that they don't depend on personal identifiable information. And such a capability is the Geoservices Intelligence Service I'm going to talk about. And it's a service that is based on location, space and location data instead of an individual's data. Actually, it all started with the announcement by Google that they're going to phase out third-party cookies at some point in 2023 or 2024. So that was big news in the industry because with the deprecation of third-party cookies, targeting audiences requires new complementary methods. Some brands in this new landscape might find it difficult to use identity kit marketing, which is based on cookies, and they find it very challenging in this. So the new idea is, can we use location kit marketing to can location marketing bring a new valuable dimension to our clients? So this is our big challenge. Can we identify areas and not individuals of high value? That means areas where the demand of a product is higher than the average. This is the main question we would like to address. And for that, this is our solution. We look into the field of geospatial data science, which is the science of exploring geographical and location patterns. This is our approach in a nutshell. So this is more or less a standard data science approach, but the the geo component brings new challenges. So it started with gathering data sets. We have a geographical information. We process that data to explore spatial patterns. We model that in order to identify high-value areas. And finally, we activate in these areas. Let's see that step by step. First one is gathering the data. So we use a variety of data. We combine publicly available data, Choreograph's proprietary, and also clients' data sets. And these data sets capture diverse themes. For example, consumption of related products, behavior, demographics, point of interest, and also demand of relevant keyword searches. So all these data sets come with some type of geographical information. However, they are at different resolutions. So this is a challenge there. So for example, here, just to demonstrate that, some of them come at postal code, others at sector, district, and area. And here I'm demonstrating and focusing on Borough of East London, and just demonstrate the size and resolution of all these different areas. So one of the challenges we had is how can we align this geospatial information into a common framework, because we would like to build scalable solutions. So we want to create a common framework for that. And as most of you are very familiar with that, and it's something that you will hear in every single talk today. We use H3, Hierarchical Geospatial Indexing. Very briefly, this is a framework developed by Uber, and is based on representation of geography based on hexagons. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. I really like H3 indexing because it covers a range of resolutions from 0, which is roughly the size of a country, like I can cover most of the UK, down to up to actually to resolution 15, which is about 1 square meter. And you demonstrate that by focusing on Big Ben here, and it can get very granular, which is really cool. So next step is data processing. So once we've got all the data, we map all these different geographies into the H3 indices. And we use the data on the H3 indices for analysis and visualization. One of the first steps we do is we create performance or score indexing of different data sources at the hexagon level. And for example, here you can see 2 different variables from 2 different data sources. The performance index, how they score at different hexagons. Some of these data sets cover the whole of Great Britain, others cover only England, and they're also very sparse. So there's another challenge here to do data filling and outlier detection, which are common data science tasks, but now they have a geospatial component, which was new to us. And finally, the exciting bit, which is modeling, in order to identify high-value areas. Here we have, there are different use cases, and different use cases require different methods of geospatial modeling. It could be simple score indexing, as we saw in previous examples, with weights of different data sets, so a very common use case. But also it could be like more supervised learning, and we use geospatial machine learning. And the idea is not only to identify high-value areas, but also to uncover the characteristics of these areas in terms of what is their demographics, their behavior, their interests, their attributes, because that's also important in terms of marketing and advertising. And here we plot, that's a result. This is high-value hexagons identified through our modeling for a particular use case, or proof of concept we did with a client. And finally, activation, which is the most important step in marketing advertising. What is activation in this context is making use of data signals to target advertisements to a relevant audience that a brand is trying to share a message with. And here, these data signals are location-based. So once we identify these hexagons, these high-value hexagons, we push activation, we push advertisements to activation channels. We use Google, like YouTube, Meta platform, and other popular platforms. And our solution provides the capability also to create the right message for the right audience. For example, the message can be about the audience interests, demographics, and that's all that is based only on location data and not on individuals' information. And also from the brand perspective, retail stores can push promotions to nearby audiences. So we did a proof of concept with a major client, and they performed A/B tests to assess the validity of this method. And the metric of interest here is the view-through rate, which is actually the percentage of people that watch a YouTube video instead of skipping it, and that's a proxy of demand. So one audience was identified via Google behavioral segments, in other words, using cookies, the traditional method, and the other audience was identified through our method, through the high-value tiles. And we found actually that Geoservices not only managed to match the performance of traditional methods, but actually outperformed that by driving an uplift in terms of view-through rate of 6.3%. So that's exciting. So beyond this proof of concept, we are building a framework for clients and our agencies to explore, visualize, and model their own geospatial datasets in combination with Choreograph's proprietary datasets. And for that reason, we are also collaborating with Carter to leverage their platform geospatial capabilities. So to conclude, the advertising landscape faces new challenges, and these new challenges require new tools. So a big challenge is the end of third-party cookies, which requires new innovative methods in our industry. And audience targeting based on geospatial data can provide complementary methods, solution actually to cookie-based targeting. And what we found, and it's really interesting and exciting, is that it's the variety and quality of the data, not necessarily the volume, that drives the insights, activation, and growth. And that data is a combination of behavior, consumption, and demographic, and that drives these insights. So yeah, thank you very much, and I think we have time for a couple of questions if there are any. Thank you.